Hi, Gloria Lybecker here. Today I'm talking to you from inside of my barn where I really like to hang out and have time. And I hear it's just started to rain outside. Today I'm really sparked with the problem that I faced and a lot of my clients have is, not knowing who you are in the world because of a lack of nurturance or because you've experienced trauma in your life. And so, how's that relevant? Well, you might have become a follower of other people because you didn't know what else to do. Or you're really sensitive and you would then tune into what other people wanted. And so that was something you could do. And so you would do what other people wanted you to do, or even be who other people wanted you to be, because you weren't sure how to be yourself. And maybe you were an observer. You'd stand back and you'd watch other people, and you'd even wonder how other people did what they did, or you'd watch groups of people and wonder how did they get to be a part of the group. And you'd sit with a sense of aloneness and isolation even, and wondering, why is it like this? I know for myself, there would be, feeling really unimportant and a sense of lack that I don't measure up. I did a lot of internal conversations, especially when I was younger. Maybe some of us go out and we think, well, we're going to do it different. So we decide we're going to move or get a different job, or we're going to make a whole new group of friends. It's going to be different. We know we want something different, but we don't have a clue what that really looks like, or even how to go about that. Well, this is something I experienced, especially earlier on in my life. I found myself in a relationship that wasn't nurturing or caring, and it wasn't life-serving. I had a job. I had a couple kids. I was a single parent at this time. And it just seemed like on every playing field I was lacking. There wasn't enough time, there wasn't enough money, there wasn't enough energy. And if there was, it was fleeting. And I was on then looking for more, trying to sort out how to do this thing called life. And where do I fit in? I really wanted to make a difference. I just didn't know how. I didn't know what that looked like. And so I was in a loop. This was a loop that actually played forward from my childhood, but I didn't know that at that time. And I hit this loop enough, I thought, well, I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to pack it all up and I'm going to move. So I moved. I did. I moved all the way from Texas to Washington. I went back to my home state. And I got a job. I got a good job. I found a place to live. I enrolled my kids in school, and I thought, I'm doing this thing. The life is getting better. And it's true, it was getting better. And then I noticed some of the same patterns just coming up again. I'm like, how does this happen? I thought I left that all behind me. So I moved again. So I moved, this time to the other side of the state, and I found another job. I was in another relationship, and I got my kids in school. There's a little bit of a repeating pattern here, but I wasn't really noticing that, not at that time in my life. I was growing though. I want to acknowledge that path, that there is growth in it. And that growth is painful at times, and sometimes it relaxes for a while and we can take a deeper breath. Oh, and that feels really nice to acknowledge. Because in the times that we're doing these things, we're having these pains, we're doing the best we can with what we have. And that's important. I want to honor that. And at the time, I still wasn't speaking my truth. In my personal relationships so much. In my job, I was doing well. I had a freedom there. I could show up and I could actually get acknowledgement for my capabilities. I was a quick learner, I still am, and I was a source of inspiration for others and for myself. And I really enjoyed being a leader. I like leading from behind. I like to encourage people to shine in what they do and what they do well, and have the freedom to do that in the way that they need to. And so that was really quite lovely. And it just wasn't really in alignment with what it was like when I went home. And so I'd sit with a lot of regret and confusion and pain, because there was such a tension between my reality in the workplace, in the public, and my reality in private. And not all of my private life was like horrible and painful, but there wasn't the alignment with my values. It was like I was a different person in different relationships. And I didn't know how to be me in all my relationships. No, I hadn't had any accompaniment with that. I didn't have a place to turn to ask questions about that, or to even know it was okay to ask questions about such things. So it was really shameful at times. And there was a worry about if those worlds collided. And so, really digging deep, and like, what might it be like? Just, can you even imagine to live in a different paradigm? To actually know who you are. To be empowered, to be in choice. Yeah. What does it look like to really nurture yourself and your loved ones? And to nurture your dreams and your vision and your passion for what you do in the world? How is that even possible? Are there others doing this? I wanted to find them, and I wasn't quite sure where to look. But really needing trust that it's possible to find those new relationships, to lay down new patterns, to find new choices that you can make that do serve your life. Well, then I need to stop telling myself that I'm not capable, or that I'm not of value. To stop telling myself that I can't trust other people, or that I can't ever get it right, or that it's my fault when I don't. Those were some of the patterns that I needed to be able to start to hear and see, and begin to find ways to translate those into I am enough as I am. And to be able to expand my capacity to welcome life. And to notice when I would get knocked back into those patterns, and start finding the strands that could help me to come back. So I wonder, where is it that you have those limiting beliefs that loop around within you? And what are you doing to support yourself to lay down some new pathways? Where do you reach out? Where do you find community? Where do you find support? It's time to really slow down and start to pay attention to the pain of those patterns. And start to deepen them into what might the possibilities be on the other side of that pain. So that's what I've been wondering about today. Thanks for taking time to check in and to be on this journey with me.